What's up, nerds? Back with another lifting vlog, lifting diary. So we are working our way up the new plateau of 315 pounds for deadlift, slowly working on maxing out as many machines as I can. And while I'm doing that, seeing how far I can progress in the deadlift. So starting it off with just a very simple warm-up, just warming the arms up. I actually didn't have the banded warm-up in this. This is just the assisted dip and pull-up machine. But in addition to doing this, I did some banded work just to externally rotate my shoulders and elbows. And I just like that. It just gets my arms feeling good. And after that, just do some dips. I like having a little bit of a, arm activation before deadlifting. Nothing like crazy, but just a little bit. And then a little bit of, obviously some of these calisthenics ups, I call them, where you're, essentially just keeping your chest pointed at the ceiling. But after that, quick warm up. Went over to the deadlift bar because I do like to start out with the strongest exercise, start off strong. I mean, I think it's good to give it as much as you can throughout your entire workout. But for strength purposes and for, gains purposes, I want to start off with the heaviest, hardest lift, or at least what you're trying to make your heaviest lift first. I mean, everything is heavy in its own respect, but I mean, 315 deadlift pulls are harder than, 150-pound chest squeezes. And for me, I'm a big reset every single time guy. I just think it's best for me. There are some guys that like to, or they can keep the form, or they enjoy doing, three deadlifts in a row, or, once the bar touches the ground, boom, they pull it right back up. I just personally really like and think my form is the best when I do a little reset every time. And so for these ones, I'm doing two different grips. I'm doing one hand in, one hand out, and then I'm switching the hands, one hand in, one hand out, doing two nice pulls, and then giving a little bit of a break, and then just going and doing this. I think I got 10 reps, maybe 15 reps, maybe. I don't think it's not really, for me, it's more the grip strength and the consistency. Like, I made it to 315. I'm happy with the 315. Sometimes I'll throw 5s on the side or like 10s on the side, like if I'm at home, because they're easier to have at my home gym. But, grip strength feels good. Technique is great. Looks really strong going up and down. Obviously I'm sweating. This is, it's not like easy, quote unquote. But, compared to in the past when I first got 315 and it was like a struggle to get the bar up, this is a lot of progress made. And again, it's the consistency aspect of this for me right now. Just as long as I'm not going down, as long as the week after this, granted, so, dieting a little bit. So sometimes, if the diet is tough or I'm, just in a worse part, if I'm in a bad spot strength-wise, then okay, understand. But if I am feeling strong, I'm going to the gym on a strong day, I've got a lot of sleep, I'm eating and everything, if I can only deadlift 295, that means that I've made steps backwards in my training. And so it's more about the mind-muscle connection at this point. I wouldn't say it's necessarily a plateau because I haven't attempted really to push further past that. I'm more focused on the auxiliary movements or auxiliary muscles right now. But today was a good day. So did the deadlifts, boom. Now moving over to rows, like low rows, because when I deadlift, for me, I find that what activates the most is the lats for me, at least when I'm like my back is never sore. Again, I feel like I could lift more with the back, or there's more strength in the back. Not that you want to lift with the back, right? But to keep my back strong, it feels like I'm using my lats more than anything. So for this, I like to follow it up with a low row because it's getting the low back in the same way but different. Same but different. And so this is as opposed to a pull up, or like pulling up and back with the bar and standing up, I'm squeezing and trying to pinch in those, I'm pinching my scapula, not pinching nerves, obviously, but it's just, for me, I like this 1 and then 2 because it's a similar area of the back, similar muscle groups, similar movement, but different mind muscle connection. But also when I do want to progress up on the deadlift, this will help me really activate the parts of my back that I'm, leaving in the tank. Because when I go to lift higher and higher weights on deadlift, I'm not going to be able to just, I don't need to feel my back, during this deadlift, back exercise. It's like, no, I need to be feeling my full back. My full back needs to be engaged if I'm going to do this movement proper and I'm going to make proper gains. And so after that, head over to the lat pull down, and this is definitely a not beefier, but this is a definite one of my weakest lifts for sure. And I do a lot of pull-ups and I do a lot of the compound movements, but this is actually more of a it's more of a row, mid row, or like upper back row than it is a lat because I'm leaning back when I'm pulling. I'm not really sitting underneath and pulling straight down. Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me. I just ate dinner lasagna. Sorry for the burp. But I'm not pulling down as if I'm underneath the bar. I'm leaning back and pulling back. So it's more back activation as opposed to lat activation in here. But I do actually. So whenever I visit my parents, I've got a lat pull down bar. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but I do a lot of pull-ups because whenever I go up and down, it's on the staircase. So whenever I go up and down on the stairs, I'm always doing that every time I go up and down. So anyway, the point is, it's back day, and the goal is to hit as many different parts of the back as possible because eventually going to be trying to move up in weight on deadlift. For right now, it's just, I just enjoy hitting 315 and not, going down. It's nice that I'm hitting 315 consistently. It's not a fluke. My grip strength is progressing and it's feeling good while I'm doing it. And it's really bad. So I only hit 6 reps this time, while doing the deadlift. And I'm curious, next time I'll go for more. We'll crank out more and see how it goes because the only reason I stop is because it feels good. It's like, okay, I did my reps. It feels really strong. That was a good pump, and now it's time to move on. It wasn't like I was like, oh, there's my 6 reps, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It was just, it's more the feeling of it that was why I stopped. And this is something that I'm not sure how I feel about it. I personally don't hate it, but I'm curious how people would feel about it, depending on what your split is. But I threw in some chest after this. I mean, I just, why not? Like, for me, it was a balance out kind of thing. It's like, I don't want to be squeezing my back all the time and then have an overdeveloped back or be off balance. I'd rather just throw on some chest, even if it's back day, why not? Like, I mean, get a nice little chest pump. It's not like I'm doing benching. It's not like I'm going crazy. I'm just sitting on the machine doing, what was this? Maybe 20, 25 reps, maybe something like that. I mean, let's see. How many did I do anyway? Let's see. Let's count. 1, 2. I only did 2, and then so I'm like drop setting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And then do I drop set anymore? No, I just finished here. Okay, so it's like literally I'm just getting the pump in and getting some blood flowing. It's not really like I'm progressive or going to failure on this. I mean, I guess I might be going what some people would call failure, but I'm not going to true failure. And as it is, as always, with the gym. So I'm coming back. Give me a second. Hey, look at that guy cleaning up his machine. Shit. Look at that guy. What a good guy cleaning up his machine. Oh, and then, yes, can't forget the bicep curls on back day. Back and biceps. I mean, yes, pull day is, it's nice. Pull day's got a better ring to it. Incorporates more stuff, I guess. But backs and bis, I mean, come on. Biggest two things. You got a big old fucking back. You got some big old fucking biceps. I mean, what else do you need, baby? And for me, as someone who's always had tiny little chicken wing arms, it is always, I just love getting a good pump on. Like, oh my God, one of my friends embarrasses me. He's like, oh, those pythons just for show? And I'm like, I got tiny little arms, Jeff. Don't you fucking tell me I got pythons. I got tiny little chicken wing arms. Don't you fucking sit there and lie to me. But I do enjoy some juicy bicep curls. And for me, I do my best to balance being a pencil neck baby dick lifter. Well, I don't have a baby dick, but being a pencil neck nerd lifter to being, just a jacked horse cock, like stud muffin, cocky out of my mind, in the gym. And so that's kind of like, if you know any of those memes, that's like Jeff Nippard versus Eric Budenhagen for like the two different types of schools of like lifting ideology, right? You've got the people that are like, oh, well, if my form is nice and strict, then it doesn't matter if I'm only lifting 10 pounds because I'm going to get huge. I don't want to ego lift. And then there's, the other guys on the other side where it's like, I don't give a shit if my form looks like shit. If I am throwing 100-pound dumbbells, there is something in my body that is moving those things, and I don't care. I don't need to know what it is. All I need to know is that muscle is contracting and these weights are flowing. And so I try to do my best to balance the two of those, try to do my best to stay as strict as I can on form while also pushing the weight and throwing a little bit of ego in there, swinging the weights a little bit, maybe the last 5-10 reps, or maybe not 10 reps, depending on what exercise. But, throwing the last, 5 reps in, do a couple little swings on the last 5 reps. I mean, yeah, fuck yeah. If you get that extra pump and you feel that my muscle connection and you can tell the next day. I mean, the people that exercise know that you can tell the next day when you actually worked out your muscles, when you actually applied, forces strong enough to break down that muscle to require the building of more muscle on top. And a lot of that really does come from those last ego reps, even if pencil neck nerds hate to hear that. All right. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. I'll see you in the next one. Deuces.
Like the vid, leave a word, drop a comment, get absurd, subscribe if you had some fun. We drop bangers one by